The following is a presentation of the Arizona Cardinals Broadcast Network.
Coming up on Cardinals Birdwatch, Zach Gershman brings us the latest from Cardinals HQ. Lorenzo Alexander joins the show to break down the Cardinals' 2026 schedule. Craig reacts to the biggest headlines alongside Zach. Plus, we go inside first-round pick Jeremiyah Love's early days with the Cardinals. Cardinals Birdwatch starts right now. Presented by SeatGeek.
OTAs are in full swing here in Tempe as the Cardinals, both the rookies and the veterans, get acclimated to Mike LaFleur and his coaching style. It's an exciting time, and we're excited to welcome you into Cardinals Birdwatch. Zach Gershman, and joining me, Craig Grialou. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, it's a pleasure, Zach.
We have now been able to watch 2 of Mike LaFleur's practices throughout OTAs. What have been your early impressions?
First impression's got to be the weather. I mean, it's been fantastic out there. And also, pace of practice, the attention to detail, and just how much the players enjoy being on the field, enjoy being around each other. I think that speaks volumes, especially when you know that this right now is voluntary.
Safety Budda Baker talked about the camaraderie of not just the defense, but of the entire team. And he didn't just mention it once, he mentioned it multiple times throughout his press conference. Now, Craig, you and I are both WWE fans, so we always like to watch the main event. But in this case on Cardinals Birdwatch, we're going to break sure and bring up the read and react segment to the opening card because you have to start off strong as well. So we are going to do this. Make sure there's only one rule. I know it's tough to follow. You just got to own your opinion.
I'll follow
Craig.
your lead.
There we go. Let's start off with question number 1, Craig. Sean Murphy-Bunting is coming back after missing last season. He appears to be filling in at that nickel corner spot. Is that the right move?
If you're telling me that Garrett Williams is not available to begin the season, then yes, it is the right move. One, you've got SMB, who's a veteran in that secondary. He has played that position before. You might see some others potentially get some work in that position as well. Maybe a Rabbit Taylor Demerson, maybe a Keaton Crawford, because you're going to need to fill that role until Garrett's able to come back.
Yeah, once Garrett Williams comes back from the Achilles injury that he tore late towards the end of the season, that's going to be something that we're going to have to watch all throughout training camp because, like you mentioned, Rabbit Taylor Demerson also does have some experience throughout his first 2 seasons here with the Cardinals. Question number 2. Mike LaFleur said Tip Ryman, we're talking about injuries here, he should be ready to go come training camp. He seems pretty excited about it coming back. What player excites you most that's going to be potentially returning from injury?
Unfortunately, there's so many players you can choose from based off of last season, but I'm going with Walter Nolan III just because what we saw last season, it was a flash, but those 6 games, I thought he was very impressive, disruptive at the line of scrimmage, more importantly, at times disruptive in the backfield. Very excited what a full season, or at least 13, 14, 15 games worth of Walter Nolan this defense could potentially be like.
Yeah, he said that he's also trending really well in his recovery. Somebody that I'm keeping an eye on is going to be James Conner. Now, I know when you look at the running back room, you have Tyler Algier and you have Jeremiyah Love, the Cardinals' first rounder. And I know it's an exciting room, but what James Conner brings to the table is a lot more than just the stats. It's what he brings to the locker room and the captain leadership that he has. Number 3, we're going to continue with the running back, Jeremiyah Love. It became a big headline during training camp that he was returning kicks, as I tweeted out here. Big deal, little deal, or no deal?
Well, it's not a big deal. It's not no deal, so maybe a little deal. Look, it's the off season. You're looking to see what guys are capable of doing. Remember, Michael Wilson has done this throughout training camp at times as far as getting some work in. And remember, the most important part of punt return is fielding the football cleanly to get it back in the hands of your offense. So are we going to see it a lot? Probably not. But potentially, could we see it at times when you definitely need to secure possession of the football for the offense? Why not? He's got great hands.
Because of the injuries that took place last year, you need to make sure that you have that depth. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to say it's a big deal because I don't expect for him to be the week 1 returner back there. But it's good to at least know that you have that because OTA's number 1, at least that was open to the media. We did see Jeremiyah Love returning those kicks. OTA's number 2, we did not. But speaking of Jeremiyah Love, he and Carson Beck took part in the NFL Premier Rookie Showcase taking place in California. They're taking their photo shoots in the jerseys and they're signing all the trading cards. Did you used to collect trading cards as a kid?
Absolutely. Who didn't collect trading cards when they were young? For me, going back, way back, I've got a lot of baseball cards. Probably collecting more dust than anything right now, but it is amazing how much that industry has changed from even going back to when I was young to what you're hearing and seeing potential cards worth now. Current players and what their one-of-one might be worth on the open market. It is impressive.
It's pretty remarkable. My brother used to be the one to collect all the trading cards, and then when he left for college, I took all the trading cards. So I'm going to still say that I collected all the cards. So thank you, David, for that one. But look, Jeremiyah Love and the Cardinals, they're going to kick off the season. Week 1, Los Angeles Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Coming up, we're going to talk to the Pro Bowler Lorenzo Alexander to break down the schedule right here on Cardinals Birdwatch.
Still ahead, Lorenzo Alexander joins the set to share his thoughts on the Cardinals' 2026 schedule and what stands out heading into the season. You're watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek.
Cardinals Birdwatch is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back into Cardinals Birdwatch. Zach Gershman joined alongside by the two-time Pro Bowler, former Cardinals linebacker Lorenzo Alexander. Zoe, the schedule has been released. Your first thoughts?
Well, the first thing is that how early they're going to have to report. You know, we got Fitzgerald going into the Hall of Fame, so that's really cool, but that's hard on the players coming in, especially when you couple that with having a late bye week, which I know we'll get into. But other than that, I'm really looking at that early East Coast game going to New York. Always hated that as a player. And then the other top thing that I actually really like, there's no Thursday night games, right? So you love to be on a great schedule. Typically, that's what your weeks look like. When you practice, normally at game time right there around noon. And when you have your schedule in place week to week, you know you don't have to make any additional adjustments. So when I'm getting my massages, how I'm going to prepare for the week as far as inside run, third down, all those things will be the same every single week, which I think for a young football team can be really good.
Yeah, and we talk about those cross-country flights. It's good that it is just the New York Giants because you're welcoming in the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. But Zoe, you hit on it. I think one of the first things that players look at when they get the schedule is where that bye week is. When you see week 14, the latest bye week the NFL has ever had, what are kind of your reactions? What goes through a player's mind?
It's hard. So if you're losing or not playing well, you hate it. If you're on a roll, you probably can manage it, right? You know, winning cures all. So you can probably fight through that last 2 or 3 weeks where you would actually like to have a bye week maybe a little bit earlier, week 11, week 12, kind of right in there. So we'll see how this football team is going. Obviously, according to Vegas, not supposed to win a lot of games. But I think with this new culture, this influx of young players, they'll be able to compete in a lot of these games. We're going to see, can they find those 1 or 2 plays to actually win them.
We always knew who the opponents were going to be up until the end of the season, when we were all kind of told, you know, these are kind of going to be the guys that you're going to be going up against.
Right.
And then once you see it and you see 4 of the first 6 are beginning on the road, but then on the back end of the season, 5 of the last 6 are going to be at home. Is that a fair trade-off as a player? Yeah,
it's actually pretty good, too. You like that the way it's front-loaded on the front end, right? And the reason being, when you get later in the season, traveling on top of how you're feeling can really deteriorate the way you play on Sunday. So being able to travel early in the season when you're fresher, ready to go, right, still got that energy of, we're starting the season, let's go. You can really start yourself hard, and then on the back end with the Red Sea, get to see you finish the season strong. I think it's perfect.
I was talking with Danny Sarek a few weeks ago, and I said the game that I'm circling on the calendar is the Detroit Lions, that week 5 spot, because you're going to have the 2 division opponents in Seattle and San Francisco. You're kind of going to know what you're going to get, and then a new John Harbaugh-led team in New York after that East Coast trip. That's how I think when you go into that game against Detroit, that's when you're really going to start to learn what this team is made of. What game intrigues you the most?
I see you going off after 4 games. You kind of know what the team is doing. I'm actually going to bump it up a week and go to New York Giants after those 2 divisional games. We're able to travel on the road, right, East Coast trip with a young football team. How do you show up there, right? The Giants, I don't know what they're going to be, right? Got a new head coach, new moving parts there. Can we travel, 5-hour flight, and show up and play good football on the road in New York?
I asked Coach LaFleur about the schedule earlier on during OTAs, and he said to me, outside of his wife getting a couple of phone calls asking for tickets, he could care less about it. A lot of the players, when you talk to them, they also say the same thing. Paris Johnson Jr. even said, I don't know who we're playing in week 1. Knowing that this is the time of year with OTAs, you're trying to refine all the details, you're working on that kind of stuff. A schedule like this could be pretty daunting down the line. But what does it say about this team's mentality, knowing that they're locked in on the right now with this offseason program?
Well, they all been trained in median, and they're doing a really good job of, because when I played, you looking at the schedule. And I'm not going to let you know that, right? But I'm checking it out, where we going, who we got to play, when do we play the divisional opponents, how many road games, how many times I got to go to the East Coast, right? All those little things that I think matter in terms of how I can prep. Now, when I show up, I'm going to show up with a certain mindset. And I think that's really what they're talking about. Like, the schedule doesn't matter. Put them up there. I'm going to prepare the same way. I'm going to show up and play hard. But there are little things that I got to check out to make sure that I'm prepared when I do have like a New York trip, so I got to make sure I hydrate maybe a little bit more that week because I'm going to be on the plane a little bit longer.
So this is why we're happy that you're in the media, because then you're able to bring us into the locker room and know what the players are thinking. We'll be back right here on Cardinals Birdwatch in just a little bit.
Coming up, Zach Gershman takes a closer look at Will Johnson as the young star enters year 2 in Arizona. More Cardinals Birdwatch after the break. Presented by SeatGeek.
The segment is presented by SeatGeek, official primary ticketing partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
Hey, everybody, and welcome in to Inside Voices. Cardinals insider Zach Gershman. We know Will Johnson knows a thing or two about swagger. When he was back in college at Michigan, he created a tradition with the turnover buff Cartier glasses. Anytime a Michigan player got a turnover, they would throw the shades on to celebrate. As a rookie during his first year here in Arizona, he brought that tradition over. But there was one thing missing from Johnson's swagger last season, and it was his jersey number. At Michigan, Heisman Trophy winning cornerback Charles Woodson wore number 2. Woodson told Johnson if he wanted to wear the number 2, he needed to make a play. So there was pressure there. But now that pressure grows because after Mack Wilson Sr. switched to number 1, Johnson is back in that familiar digit.
It means a lot, man. It just feels right. I feel real comfortable in it, so I'm glad I was able to get that back.
Is that something you had to kind of negotiate a little bit with Mack?
Not really. I mean, once Kyler left, Mack had the 1 on his mind, and I had the 2 on my mind. We just, Coach LaFleur, he let us do it, so.
You look good, you feel good, and you play good. And that's been the motto that has served the second-year cornerback well throughout OTAs this offseason. Because if we go back in time to last year, it was a different experience for Johnson. He was a rookie with the rest of the draft class, learning what it's like to be a pro. Plus, Johnson had a hamstring injury that had him limited. But throughout his second OTAs as a professional, he and head coach Mike LaFleur can clearly see a difference.
Yeah, it's a whole different feeling going into it this year versus last year. Last year coming in with all the draft stuff and combine, and I was injured coming in, so that versus having some experience and feeling comfortable in the defense is a whole different feeling, and it feels really good this year.
I was really impressed with Will as a rookie. Obviously, I didn't study him coming out. I did hear of him just being, in that kind of first round, second round discussion, just throughout the Rams building, and there was love for him there. But then having to play him, whatever it was, week 10, 11, when we came out here, he is a good player, and you saw what obviously Monty in Arizona saw. Sometimes I look at some of those corners and it's like, it doesn't matter really how I feel. I want to know how Stafford feels. And I know how Stafford felt about him in terms of just a good young player. And hard to describe how you can, but you can tell that he just understands ball. Like, he understands the game. He knows what's going on out there. And sometimes, particularly for a veteran quarterback, that's the stuff that's tricky because you don't know when he's going to kind of change up and throw a little curveball out there for you. So really impressed with him. Love the dude. I think he's got, a high ceiling.
This will be an entirely different season for the Cardinals cornerback room. Johnson and Denzel Burke are going into their second seasons. Max Melton showed flashes throughout the year. Plus, Starling Thomas and Sean Murphy Bunting are returning after not playing last year with injuries. While Garrett Williams will miss some time after his Achilles tear towards the end of last season, Johnson has belief in the room.
Yeah, I think it helps us. I mean, like you said, we all have played in the defense, so we're still steadily growing together in the defense, and I think we're all building chemistry, and we feel it on the field. We obviously got a lot of work to do to continue to get better, but we feel that chemistry, and we love the defense, so we just got to keep getting better every day.
In my opinion, the competition for who's going to be the 2 starting outside cornerbacks is going to be one of the more fascinating ones to watch during training camp, so buckle up because it's going to be a good one. But make sure you stay locked in because we'll be right back here on Cardinals Birdwatch in just a little bit.
Still to come, we go behind the scenes with first-round pick Jeremiyah Love in the latest edition of Cardinals Overtime. Cardinals Birdwatch continues in a moment, presented by SeatGeek. This segment is sponsored by Desert Financial Credit Union, official banking partner of the Arizona Cardinals.
OTAs continues to roll along here in Arizona, and optimism, especially around the draft, still remains at a very high level. The rookies are out there on the practice field, headlined by the first rounder, Jeremiyah Love. It's he and his teammates working with the veterans. You saw some of the highlights right there. It's been impressive stuff so far, but the players, they have said it's surreal to actually be on the field with the veterans. And speaking of surreal, that's exactly how Jeremiyah Love described his first night as an Arizona Cardinal, being drafted 3rd overall in Pittsburgh. We are going to bring you all access look to Jeremiyah Love's draft day on this edition of Cardinals Overtime.
What's up, Arizona? We here, baby. The love is here, finally.
We're just a day away from the 2026 NFL draft.
3 with the Cardinals is where the draft really begins.
It could be difficult for them to pass on the best player if he happens to be there at 3.
Hey, Jeremiyah. Hey, buddy, we're going to hit send here in a second. You got a lot of friends and family around you tonight. I want you to enjoy this night with them, man.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. We're going to talk soon. We're fired up, man. Let's go. All right. Sounds good. Talk to you soon, buddy. Jeremiyah Love, send it in.
Jeremiyah Love is the best player in this class.
He's not just a running back.
You can't pass this kid up.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. We bringing the love. We bringing the love to Arizona, man. Come on. Come on, come on.
Absolutely.
Jeremiyah Love is the first running back selected in the top 5 of the NFL draft since Saquon Barkley.
Shoot, this is a huge accomplishment to get drafted into the NFL.
I mean, I'm just really excited for the opportunity to, go to Arizona.
So nice to see you again. We couldn't see.
Nice to see you again.
Yep. Okay, you can walk on in there.
Ooh, what we got here? What's up, Irish Nation? It's J Love. Hopefully some of you guys can follow me to AZ, where we're going to continue to spread that love and go Irish, baby.
So proud of you.
Thank you so much.
How was your surprise?
It was good. I had my boys on there.
Really?
My boys was on there, yeah.
Who called you?
It was Aeneas and then Nolan James. Good. Thank you.
We rolling?
Rolling.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. It's a huge honor.
Fanatics and tops.
What we doing, man?
Congratulations.
Okay.
What a great night, brother. What a great night.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First pack I've ever opened. See if we got some luck there.
Dibs on your face.
Okay, so what is the first? So first we got Jordan Davis, the parallel of Marion Hampton, Trey Harris, and then we got CeeDee Lamb as well. Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh my God, I'm gonna hang this in my man cave when I build one. Jahmyr Gibbs. This one right here. Yes, I like this. Well, I'm put this in my pocket.
Yeah, we gotta get you a sleeve.
I'll put it in my pocket. Give me a sleeve.
You gotta hold on to that.
I need this. I need to keep this. I'm gonna get his autograph one day.
2 seconds. You want to hold up this one real quick?
Yes. What's that?
Hold on.
That's the one you just signed your first
Oh,
honor.
yeah.
Hold on the sides.
Hold on the sides like
on the
that.
corners.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Why can't I touch it?
You got to be careful with the corners. People try to keep them like perfect condition.
Oh, yeah.
Sharp corners,
Yeah.
clean sig. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
A few more to go.
Alrighty, let's go. How we doing?
Jeremiyah,
Yes.
congratulations. I'm Caitlin with Bleacher Report.
Nice to meet you. All on?
Yeah, they're all
Wow.
on here, so we're going to have you fax in and chat with them live.
All right.
What's gotten you here is what's going to keep you here. Don't ever forget that, and you're going to have a long career, and I just hope everything pans out for you.
We'll leave tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
The car's going to pick you up at 7:15.
Mhm.
We'll fly on a private jet back to Arizona.
Alrighty.
Tomorrow night, do you want to fly back to St. Louis? Fly to Arizona and then fly back to St. Louis?
Yes, sir. St. Louis.
Back in the day, man. Ready to start the next chapter? Yeah, man. Looking forward to it. Start a new chapter. congrats too, bro.
Still ahead, Cardinals Overtime continues with Love is in the Air, featuring an exclusive look at Jeremiyah Love's journey in Arizona. Cardinals Birdwatch continues after this. Presented by SeatGeek. Welcome back to Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek. This segment is presented by AM/PM.
Thank you.
Jeremiah, Michael Bidwell.
Mr. Bidwell, how
are
you
you?
doing?
Welcome to Arizona.
Glad to be here,
We are
man.
so excited to have you here. So,
Yes, sir.
congratulations.
Thank you.
2 kids from St. Louis.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you know that?
I didn't know
No,
that.
I grew up in Clayton.
I'm blessed to
Crazy.
be here, glad to be here. And it's a huge honor for you to come here and meet me right off the plane. I mean,
Absolutely.
crazy.
Absolutely. Now, this is your dad I've heard so much about.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Love, Michael Bidwell.
How you doing,
How are
bro?
you doing?
All right.
Welcome to Arizona.
I remember the Cardinals back in the day. We used to go to watch them play over there.
Which
I remember
stadium?
OJ.
Oh, yeah.
It was OJ Anderson.
OJ and Theotis.
Yeah.
Theotis Brown.
Theotis Brown.
Exactly.
I remember
J.T.
that, man.
Smith and Mel Gray.
I was like 12 years old. I remember I was hanging over Madison's.
Oh, yeah.
And OJ Anderson ran up and jumped up to hit my hand. I ran back.
I was just telling your son, I grew up in St. Louis too, so,
okay.
you know, so.
Clayton. Clayton, right?
Clayton. Grew up in Clayton.
Really,
Right off Big Bend.
yeah.
All right, tell you.
Yeah.
Grew up in
Michael
Clayton.
Bidwell.
I grew up in Clayton. Right
Yeah,
off of
yeah.
Big Bend.
Yeah, right off Big Bend over by WashU and all that area.
Wow.
We got a busy day for you.
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
I've never seen a cactus. Oh, there's a cactus right there. Cool. I've only seen them on movies and stuff. The draft was special. You know, my whole family came out. It was about 30 family members. And it was just a special moment. I mean, this is the biggest thing that's happened to me ever by far. So I think everybody understands just the magnitude of what yesterday was. And shoot, everybody expects great things, and we're gonna give them great things. I'm looking forward to just getting to meet everybody. Really, you know, I used to watch Marvin Harrison in college. When I was in high school, I used to watch him all the time. He was my favorite receiver in college. So being able to team up with him, it's gonna be kind of crazy. I used to watch that, man. So yeah, I'm in the big leagues. What's up, Arizona? We here, baby. The love is here, finally. Big guy. What's up, fam? Good, bro? Let's get to work, man. I'm ready to work. Thank you, man. It means a lot, man. Big guy like you, we're gonna make each other look good, you feel me? Come on now. Come on. Man, Arizona's so nice. It is so nice. Weather's nice. I seen a cactus for the first time. I'm glad to be here, baby. We're gonna make some great memories here.
Oh, yes, sir.
How we doing, baby? Welcome. Yes, glad to be here. I'm all right, bro. It was good, man. Good to see you, man. It was smooth. It was smooth. I saw the whole way.
Got a lot of Buckeyes here right now.
We're gonna house you right over here, bro.
Okay.
4's over.
4 is over? 1-4.
1-4.
Yes, sir.
Forward
That'll be a
is.
blessing.
First
Yeah,
time
let's
seeing
see.
it.
Feels good, man. How we doing,
Oh,
baby?
good,
Good to
man.
see you, man.
A little better than on the FaceTime, huh?
Well, thank you. Thank you. You do too, man.
Yeah,
You
good.
too.
How you doing?
Great. Glad to be here. Ready to work. Media blew through that. And after that, got to hang with my family. Take it all, man.
I'm on Jadarian last night, too.
I know. That was the first person I texted right after the draft. Once
Yeah.
I seen him get drafted, he was the first person I texted.
Is that right?
Bro, I kid you not.
Where was he at? Where was he doing the draft?
He was in Denison, Texas.
Yeah, okay.
So I told him to come to the draft. I was like, bro, come to the draft. You never know what might happen. And he was like, man, I'm going to come to the draft just to not get picked. I'm like, you chilling, bro. You're going to get picked or whatever. And it made me more excited than my own self getting drafted because
Well, you'll get to see him twice a year. So,
I know.
You know.
I know. We'll do the jersey swap and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
We get to do that. But we're going to beat them, though.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna beat them on the field.
We're gonna go with 10:30 with the press conference. So
Okay.
keep that rolling and one more, and then I think you guys are getting out of here relatively soon.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So let me go change.
Yeah. Do whatever you gotta do.
All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you guys all for coming out. I know it was a quick turn after last night. So, newest member of the Arizona Cardinals, Jeremiyah Love.
ESPN. Last night you told us that you're on the hunt for something greater. Can you kind of expand on that? What is that something greater, and what does that look like in the short term and the long term?
So obviously, me being drafted, number 3 to come to the Cardinals is a blessing. You know, it's a dream come true. But like what I meant when I said I'm on the hunt for something greater is wanting to convey that I'm not complacent. You know, I'm not satisfied from just getting here. You know, I want to be a Hall of Famer by the end of my time playing. You know, I want to be one of the greatest running backs to come through the game. So I'm always on the hunt for something greater. And then even after football, I'm on the hunt for something greater. You know, go back to school, get my degree. I wanted to become a doctor before I played football. So throughout life, I'm always going to be on the hunt for something greater. And that's just me. You know, that's how I was raised. My mom and dad told me to never be complacent, never be satisfied. You know, Coach Freeman always says, you know, choose hard and consistently find ways to get better.
What a 24 hours it was for Jeremiyah Love as an Arizona Cardinal. During his introductory press conference, he actually quoted Spider-Man, which helped the room share a good laughter together because he said, with great power comes great responsibility. But the messaging still rings true because that pressure now leads to you becoming the face of the franchise when you're drafted 3rd overall. You're a key contributor in Mike LaFleur's offense, and you are a part of that future. But Jeremiyah Love seems to be able to handle the pressure quite well, and we learned that during his time in South Bend with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. But now he joins the Cardinals, and he wants to help the team return to their winning ways. That'll wrap up this edition of Cardinals Birdwatch. I'm Zach Gershman signing off. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching Cardinals Birdwatch, presented by SeatGeek.